Okay guys, as you've seen, my veranda is in a state. So it's all sort of accumulated from since November, all through December, January, with mum in hospital and sick. I haven't been able to spend much time out here. Then I got really sick. My friend got pneumonia and she was in hospital. I've spoken about her in previous videos. And the last video, I said to you, this is next because it's actually starting to play with my mental health. I'm getting depressed about what I'm looking at. I love my veranda and I love spending time on it, excuse me, but it's just like chaos here. The rain has, over summer, has done so much damage to all of my plants and just not being here for proper watering and whatever. Anyway, it's a big mess, as you would have seen earlier in the video. So today, I'm making an effort to sort this out. I have some new plants to plant and stuff to get rid of. And my friend is actually out of hospital and staying with me recuperating. And she wants to be out here helping me. So I'm probably not gonna let her do too much with the dirt because I have lots of new potting mix and stuff, and I don't know, most of you would know that potting mix can have stuff in it that can actually affect your lungs. So it's an idea to wear a mask if it's not wet down, or even just opening bags of it. So I probably won't let her do too much with that. But she wants to help, so you can't, you know, she's getting pretty bored now. So she'll come out here and help me, and that's what today's video is about. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, one more thing. So we put out a video about meat yesterday, and like for a couple of weeks I've been having trouble getting videos out. So we've spent a lot of time putting them together and whatever, and then just them not being, I won't go into it, but just them not being able to be put out. So that has depressed me as well. And yesterday, it was the final straw. So we attempted, I pretty much know how it all goes, and we attempted to do it, but my friend actually had to be my eyes and do all the data entry into the computer. So she was really happy that she got to do that and help me because I was really sad about it. Anyway, so there'll be a video coming out on that, but today we will get to sorting my veranda out. I'll talk to you at the end of it. Hello. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Where is that other tub so I can fill it up for you with some water so you can rinse your cloth?
Oh, I've got one here. I just realised when you said it.
Sorry.
No, I just realised.
I'm looking for it everywhere and I'm thinking, no, it's not that one. I know there's one around here somewhere.
Actually, bring it over here.
Call me if you need, yeah?
Yeah, no worries. Thanks. Well, I've pulled everything out, so I may as well do it properly.
Yep.
Ooh, ants. Yuck. There's a nest under there.
Really?
Yep. Won't be for long. Okay, so that was a bit of a mission. So I've now got this area, as you would have seen. I've cleaned all this area. I've vacuumed, but I've also scrubbed with a broom because I get a lot of brake dust on here and it hadn't been done for some time. I have the trams down the bottom and then where they stop, a station just there. So when they're putting their brakes on, all the carbon floats in the air. So I get quite a bit here. And then just behind the buildings on the other side, I have a big expressway, the Anzac Bridge. So we get lots of brake dust and whatever. So yeah, so anyway, I'm really happy with the results so far. I got all this done. I've wiped down because some of the pigeons come up here and, you know, they just sit to protect themselves, and that's okay. It's easy to wipe down. And I've wiped down where my little mates, the lorikeets, are they lorikeets? Yes, lorikeets. Land and whatever. So I've wiped all that down. I've hosed down my plant. I've got to reattach it. I actually might be trimming this one back from the ground. So get rid of some of these here. And those bricks there, I have my statues on, which I've taken inside and washed. But no wonder I've been having problems with my plants. When I picked up the bottom one, underneath was all these tiny little ants everywhere and a whole pile of stuff. Now, what I found out a few months ago, and that's how I was able to keep my vine going great before, you know, not having the time to do it while I was visiting hospitals and doing whatever. Anyway, that's not this video, is that if you have ants, and I hadn't seen any around, but under the brick was a whole big nest of them and all this white stuff, which they were laying eggs and whatever. So what that generally means, especially being up so high, is the aphids are around, which I knew because my vine's been attacked badly, and I'm going to spray it once I finish the veranda, because the ants actually corral. Normally birds would eat the aphids, but what happens is the ants come because they love what the aphids secrete after eating. So it's just, nature is just amazing, isn't it, really? My brain's like, oh, how clever are you? So what they do is they corral around the aphids so that nothing can attack them. And they keep them going so that they can eat the secretion from... Oh, you're probably not interested in that, but I just find that amazing. I love nature and I love plants and, you know, grounding myself and whatever, and that was a really interesting find. Anyway, so now I am on to, as you would have known, I normally sit about here and my furniture's there, so if my little cameraman can come around here for me, he's helping me today, and he's going to take you for a little look around where I've moved everything over here. So I've got some new pot plants planted, I've put in some lavender, and I've had to move everything there. And yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull these chairs out one at a time, clean up the cushions, dust them and whatever, wipe them down, and we are going to Allen Key the seats, so they're getting a bit loose after 3 years. So we're just, to keep them, stable and in good condition, we're just going to tighten up we may as well, because we've moved everything, and I need to move everything back from there to here so I can then do that side. So we're going to sort that. We're going to tighten up all the nuts or the Allen keys, and I'm going to do a bit of pot planting over there, and that's how far we've come so far. All right, I'll see you after the next lot. Okay guys, what I forgot to say in the last bit was, before I move everything back to clean this area, is I have a area here that I need to actually stop a pussycat that comes over and poos in my plants. So, to stop that, I am putting up some cat preventer stuff. So these are only plastic, and they're not harmful in any way. They're not nails, they're not anything bad, but they're just plastic ridges, all right, that because I'm going to put them along some bricks, that's not a comfortable space for the cat to walk, so it will just stop him from doing that. So I've cut them to size for the part I need, and then I've got some more to go on the outside, but that's what I'm about to do before I do any more cleaning up. I'm going to use this brick. Now, it's brickwork, and somebody got this for me because they thought this is what was needed. Instant or fast nails. It's, it's actually like concrete, and it sticks to the nails, and whatever you put to it, they use it on plasterboard and all sorts of things that are going to be permanent. I don't use that because this is just some sort of plastic, and I also don't use those sort of things because if I wanted to take it off or replace it, it would be very difficult without damaging the brickwork or whatever I'm using it on to remove the thing I placed. So I have a handy tip for you. I use clear silicone, and I've even used this, I've given hints to people to use this to put your pictures up. If you don't want to drill holes in your walls or anything like that, and those, those strips, I've got some of them too, the Velcro, and they go on the wall and whatever, and your painting or your picture's a bit heavy, I worked out that this stuff can be used, it's like clear silicone, and it will come off, and it's not going to damage the walls. Look, if your paint's not great, it might, on your walls, it might take a bit of the paint off or whatever, but it hasn't with mine. And I'm actually going to use it in this process as well, because these are, even though they say they're UV resistant and whatever, I'm sure in a few years' time they'll need to be replaced. And if I use that hard as nails, that's nearly impossible to get off without damaging something. So this is what I'm doing, and let's hope I got it right. Okay, so I'm going to show you how good this works. Like, when I first moved here, I had my big dog, and I was really, unwell. And we used to walk 5K in the morning, 5K at night. But it used to be when nobody was around. Because at the end, he was 17 and a half, and he wasn't well enough to walk. So I'll do a story on him one day. But what I want to show you is that silicone there. What I did was, because I actually have a neighbour below me, and I couldn't get the dog outside to get toilet, and he was a very clean dog. He'd stay in the house for a week if he had to, and not urinate or feces. He was just crazy, this dog. But what I worked out was, so that before I didn't have all this furniture, I had, more space for him, was I got some pool noodles, and because my veranda is like circular, and I use that same technique on the pool noodles. And if you come down here and have a look, you'll see the silicone there, and that's the old silicone from where I've taken up the pool noodles that I had, and this is going to be scraped off as well in this cleaning process. And that was to make a barrier so that when he went to the toilet I could pick it up, hose down, and I have 3 drains, but to stop it from going over to the edge, over into my neighbour's garden, I put the pool noodles there and the silicone as a barrier, and it was fantastic. Made it waterproof. So there you go. That's a good tip for you if you live in a unit and you have a sick animal or whatever. And there you go. That's another part. Right. Okay, guys. So basically that's it. And if you have a look, it's just plastic, but it just makes it uncomfortable for a little critter to walk on. So it's not gonna, as you can see, I'm putting a lot of pressure on my hand, so it's not harmful. It's just, he gets into this pot and puts poo in the pots, which is okay, I can empty it, but it ends up with dirt everywhere, and then he's digging up all my other plants and stuff like that. He's got his own home just there. He's got his own daddy. He's attacked my cat twice, so that's another safety issue, and I've had my cat at the vet twice because of it. I've got nothing against the cat, I love animals, but I have to do something for the safety of my bubba, and it just makes too much work for me and I get depressed about it. So anyway, little Pete, I wish you well, but this, I hope, is going to make a difference. Because I've tried, like paprika and stuff like that, but it hasn't worked. I think the wind, because it's outside or whatever. But that should work from what I'm told. And I'm not putting him up there because he doesn't climb up there, that's not the issue. And the birds all come up here, and I don't want the birds not to have somewhere to be able to sit when it's raining and stuff like that. So there you go, my friends. I've done that. That was the job I really needed to do. Before now I get into cleaning the furniture, tightening up everything, and then bringing it down here so then I can clean that end. All right, off we go.